Hey guys, so recently I've been watching loads of Storytime videos and I thought, you know what, I need to make one myself, so here I am. So today I'm going to be telling you about a story that happened like a couple months ago, me and my boyfriend, where we were like spied on. Like we were spied on by this dude and it was so creepy and yeah, I'll just tell you about how it happened. So I'll just start by saying that we were in the Philippines and we were on a bit of a budget because I'm a broke ass bitch, and we were looking on Airbnb for like a cheap-ish place to stay in that was like nice, and we found one and it was really cool. It looked awesome. You know, I should have known already at that time that something weird was about to happen because it was so freaking cheap and so freaking nice, and those two things just don't really go together well without you know, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So we are there, we like check in, and basically what it was is it was kind of like a hotel, but the dude that was renting them out on Airbnb, he had basically bought the whole floor, like floor number 13 or whatever it was. He had bought the whole floor of this hotel-esque whatever it was. Like, it was really weird, I don't know. So we booked one of the rooms, and let's just say we was in room 12, right? So we're in room 12, we go in, everything's awesome, the room's like so nice, he seems really, really nice, but he had the worst breath like I have ever smelled. And like as soon as he had gone, with me and my boyfriend were like, "Ugh," like literally, "Ugh," like what the fuck was that? But like, you know, obviously if we didn't want to be horrible, we didn't say anything while he was there. And so he goes and he had shown us, you know, like where everything is, how to do everything. Anyway, so like the next thing that happened was like, I think we went to get some food, or like we went out somewhere. I think I got like an iced coffee or something. We come back, we're chilling. Somehow we started having an argument, not too sure what it was about. By the way, please don't get annoyed how like wonky my septum is all the time, because it's like wonky 24/7. And we start arguing. And I just like didn't want to be in that environment. Like I didn't want to be there, like I wasn't about that energy. So I messaged the guy, let's name him Tom. I messaged the guy on WhatsApp because obviously he had given me his contact number if we needed anything, and I said like, hey, could I please get another room for tonight? So he's like, yeah, sure, you know, go into room 13 and it should be unlocked. I go out room 12, walk literally directly straight, and then there is room 13, and I just open it, it's unlocked, I go in, I just shut the door, and I'm chilling in there by myself. Me and my boyfriend sort of start like messaging each other, and we're like trying to sort things out, and he ends up coming into my room at around 12 o'clock, I like to say. And we're talking, sorting things out, and then it gets to around like 4 a.m. and we want to order some like pizza or something, and we order some food, we watch a movie, we end up falling asleep. So we wake up at around 12 o'clock. Now checkout was at 12, so we was like a little bit late, like 10 minutes, you know what I mean? And I've been an Airbnb host myself in Melbourne, and like, you know, it's a bit lenient. Like if you haven't got someone checking in till like 5, or you've got loads of other rooms spare, like it's not a huge deal, right? So I've looked on my phone and I have a WhatsApp from Tom, is that what I named him? Yeah, Tom. And he had sent me a message at exactly 8:40 a.m. saying, hey, is everything alright? And obviously I didn't reply because I'd only been asleep at like for 4 hours at that time, probably 3. So yeah, like I reply as soon as I get that, and I'm like, hey, sorry, like we just woke up, like we're checking out now. So we come out and we walk opposite. I've got like my shit with me, and we're trying to open the door of room 12, so the room that we originally booked, and it's like, it's not opening, it's locked, like it's locked, and the only way you can lock it is from the inside. And I'm saying to my boyfriend, like, did you lock it? Like, are you sure? And he's like, no, like I haven't locked it, like I swear, like I didn't even know, he didn't even know that he was going to be like sleeping in my room. Like he was intending to go back into that room, so he didn't lock it, and he didn't bring the key either. The key was still inside the room on the table. So we're really confused, and we're obviously, you know, thinking all of our shit is going to be gone because clearly someone's gone in there and they've obviously locked it on their way out and everything is gone. So we are freaking, like we're stood there and we're just like, oh my god, our passport, you know, like all of our money, our bank cards, our clothes, like everything. We had a lot of valuables and it could have all been gone. And I guess, you know, it is our fault because we did leave the door unlocked, but we just didn't think it would be like such a big problem. A, it's a private floor. B, we would have heard if anything was sort of going on, right? So we didn't really think it was much of a problem. Anyway, we're standing outside. I'm trying to message the guy and he's not replying. Like, we're standing there trying to get in. We go down. We had to keep going back up and down like the elevator. There was only 2 elevators in like the whole building. Going to the reception, talking to the security, trying to get them to help us. They couldn't help us though. What the hell keeps happening with this? They couldn't help us though because it was a private floor. So it's not like they, you know, they didn't have any keys for that room, because it was owned by this guy and they were like obviously weren't allowed. So, you know, they tried to help us as much as they could, but they couldn't. They tried to get in contact with him, but they couldn't. And eventually we're just like, you know what, like we're just gonna try and like get into this ourselves. Like, we need to see, you know, I don't care whether the door's broke, like I'll pay for it. I just want to know if all of my shit is there. There was some wood missing off of the door, so I'm like trying to put my hand in there and like get inside to like, you know, like to sort of like open it like this from the inside, and the gap's so small and I'm cutting at my arm and I just like, I can't get it. So we break the door a little bit more, which is bad, but all that like we were thinking about is like, is our stuff still in there? I end up eventually managing to open it because I've got the smallest fucking hands in the world, thank God for this moment. And so we get in and everything's there. Everything's cool. The suitcases were in the exact same place that we left them. Everything was fine until my boyfriend goes through his bum bag. Now, his bum bag was like in a bag, and then in the compartment, in one of the compartments on the inside was his wallet, and then in his wallet obviously he had his money, and we check and some of the money is gone. Like, we knew exactly how much we had, right? Some of the money is gone, not all of it, some of it, like not even a lot. Like, I think if you was to convert it into English pounds, it probably would have only been like 30-40 English pounds. Like, it was really nothing. Like, we had more in there. Like, why would, you know, someone only take that? Like, they had the opportunity to go through our suitcases, to go through all of our stuff. Why would you only take like that small amount of money? I'm thinking, right, was it this Tom guy? Did he come in this morning and let himself in and take the money that I was meant to pay for the room that I stayed in that night? Like, did he take it? Like it makes no sense, but these were the things that were like running through my head. Eventually he replies to my WhatsApp and he's like, oh my god, this bit of hair, like, guys, are you seeing this? Like, every time. I'm really confused. Where was I? So yeah, he comes to the room and we're just chilling in there and we're like, yeah, you know, how did this happen? And he's like, oh guys, you know, when I sent you that text this morning at 8:40, it was because I was here and I was cleaning some of the rooms, and I noticed that room 12, our original room, was wide open. The door was wide open. And he said, oh, I just came and I just shut it for you, right? So I'm like, there's just like, there's something missing out. Like, something, you know, when like just your gut, like something just does not make sense. So Misty, one sec, my dog wants to come in. This is my dog. Oh my god. So he's saying to us, you know, oh, there's builders on the whatever floor, and maybe they came up in the middle of the night and maybe they went into your room and they stole some stuff. And I'm like, no, like that doesn't really seem realistic either. Like, why would they do that? How would they, like, you know, like nothing was making sense. He also said to me, did you leave like your balcony open because the air could have blown the door? But like, oh, we said to him that our money had got stolen. And he's like, oh, that's really weird. That's when he started saying, oh, it might have been one of the builders. He's, oh my god, bitch, right? So that's, yeah, so at first it was the whole wind situation story. Then, now the dog wants to go downstairs. So yeah, at first it was the whole wind situation. Then after we said about the money, he was like, oh yeah, it was probably one of the builders. But still, like, you know, why? Like, if it was me and I was breaking into someone's room stealing money, which like I wouldn't do, I would take it all. Like, like, isn't that, you know, isn't that what you do if you're stealing someone's shit? Like, it made no sense. So he went, we just sat there and we're just like, something isn't right, like we need to see the CCTV, like that's what we need to do, we have to view it, like just to put our minds at ease. Like we wasn't that bothered about the money, it wasn't really a lot, we were just so confused, and like the things that he was saying just like didn't add up, and yeah, we just sort of wanted to find out for ourselves. So he went, and we're trying to talk to the security, we're talking to the reception, they're sending us here, there, everywhere. Eventually, after I'd say about like 2.5 hours, we finally managed to get the CCTV, and it was so stressful. This whole day was just consumed by this like one thing. Like it took so long to get the CCTV, I don't know why. And so we go up to the top where the penthouse like area bit, and we watch the CCTV. Now this is where it gets really fucking weird. Like, I can't even explain to you how I felt. Like, I was in shock after seeing this. Basically, what happened was, we asked to see the CCTV from 4 a.m. until midday, 12 midday. So, like, in this time, we knew something would have happened. And let's remember that at 8:40, Tom had sent me the message saying, hey, are you alright? Now, he obviously didn't get a reply, so obviously, like, he knew I was asleep. And so around 9 o'clock, we see that he walks up to room 13. He didn't know that me and my boyfriend had sorted things out. In his mind, he probably thought that my boyfriend was in room 12 and I was in room 13. So bearing that in mind, he walks straight up to room 13 at 9 a.m. He takes the peephole out of the door, and he's like staring into it like this, like, you know, like having a good little fucking peep at me and my boyfriend asleep on the bed. Bear in mind that I remember, like, I fell asleep naked, and I remember I was like laying on top of the bed. I wasn't in the bed, I was on top of the bed, and I was the side that was like closest to the door. And if you look through these peepholes, which we obviously did afterwards, you literally look through, like, the bed is here, like, you know, like, it's so, yeah, like, he would have seen me. There's no other way about it. I remember when I woke up, I was like on top of the bed, and I was literally facing the door. So, like, I was laid facing the door. He would have seen everything, let me tell you that. We counted the amount of seconds that he was like at the door for. He was probably there for like 30 seconds the first time, just staring, maybe a bit less, and then he goes. Then he comes back at around 10:30. Now this goes on in intervals of like every half an hour, maybe like 5 or 6 times. He keeps coming back, he keeps taking the freaking peephole out, and he keeps looking through the hole in the door. Now I was awake till 12, so this was like, you know, I'm asleep, man, like, like this, oh, it makes me feel really weird. Then he goes up to room 13, takes out the peephole, has a little good look inside. He then opens the door. He goes in to our room. He's in there for like a good couple minutes. God knows what he was doing. Then he just comes out, closes it, and goes. So at this point, he'd probably looked at me sleeping naked at least 5 or 6 times for like 30 seconds each time. And where, like, how the camera angle was, you couldn't really like see the door. You could just see him sort of like take it out and lean forward. Like you couldn't see. And I don't know whether he was, you know, taking photos, because at one point when he walked away, he was like stuffing his phone into his pocket, and I'm thinking like, you definitely took a photo of me there. Like, we now know he's gone into our room. We now know he's definitely like stolen the money. He's obviously lying. He's looked at us naked. Like, he is a fucking creep. We are really weirded out. I message him and I say, hey, like, I've seen the CCTV. I know about everything. I know everything that you've done. We want a refund. We want to leave right now. And he's just like being like really rude and like totally just trying to say, he was saying, oh, the reason I look in the peepholes is because you were asleep, so you didn't check out in time. And I was like, hold up, checkout is at 12. You had no reason to, there was no reason for you to do that. Like, okay, fair enough if it was midday. Well, not even fair enough, like there's no reason ever to look through a freaking peephole. But, you know, if that was his reason, like, I would believe it at least if it was at, you know, midday, but it wasn't. It was way before that. So that was how he was trying to defend himself, by saying like, oh, like I keep the peepholes there because sometimes I'll be banging on the doors and guests don't answer, and like I have to check if there's still people inside, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, do your guests know? I said, like, do your guests know that like you check their peepholes? Because I guarantee you, if you told them, like, no one would freaking stay here. Like fuck knows how many people he's done this to. Like, we're the only people that have obviously like caught him. He must have done this to like way more people. We can't just be the only ones. We're asking for a refund. He's like, no, you're not having a refund. I don't do refunds, basically. So we're like, okay, well, like, we're gonna come get a refund from you. If you're not gonna give us the refund, we will come and like get it personally from you. Like, we knew what room he was in, so we went to his room and he wasn't there. So we went down and we waited in reception, and in the reception area, like, there was 2 elevators and there was 2 TVs next to the elevators, and you could see who was in each elevator. Like, I don't know, some security thing. Like, it was a bit weird. And so we waited down there until we saw him going in the elevator, and he's going up there with a girl, this like really young girl. And so we go back up, we knock on the door, and obviously like he answers because he didn't know it was us, and we're like, we want our money right now. Like, we're like, you coming with us, like we're not waiting, like you're coming right now, like you can't defend what you've done, like this is absolutely crazy. Eventually, after like a bit of persuading, like he comes with us, he comes downstairs, he goes and he gets our money and gives it to us. Anyway, I posted a massive thing about it on Facebook, which is probably where a lot of the people who are watching this, like, they probably already know about this situation. But after posting it on Facebook, it went really, really big. Like, in a matter of hours, there was like 10,000 comments, ridiculous amount of likes, like all Filipinos that had obviously, you know, caught wing of this, and they knew that hotel, they knew that area, and they knew the guy, so they were sharing it. And I started getting floods of like messages from all of these girls around the Philippines saying that they had worked with him, they had done like photo shoots with him, or they knew people that had done photo shoots with him, and they were saying that he's really weird, really pervy, tries to like force them into doing like nude photo shoots, like, and then he would get kind of like really defensive and like almost annoyed if they didn't get naked. And anyway, like, I got tons of these messages, and all these pieces started to come together. Like, this dude is a genuine freak, like he does this to everyone, he's obviously like some freaking pedophile weirdo. Airbnb ended up getting in contact with me, and yeah, like I gave them all the details, and to be honest, I assume he got closed down. Like, I didn't really, you know, follow it up, but yeah, it's just like a really odd thing to happen, and it like really creeped me out for ages, thinking, oh my god, this dude has got photos. I think like he went to the police for, he started saying that he was going to get us arrested for like posting this on Facebook, and I was like, go on, give it a fucking go, you freak. Like, obviously he didn't do that, like he was just trying to scare us and trying to get me to like remove it off of Facebook. Everyone is now like really aware of who he is and how dodgy he is. Really nice little memory there for me. I hope this never happens to you. I will be making another story time soon, because like seriously, like I didn't even know whether to do this one. Like, there is so many things. I just thought I'd start with this one. If you guys like it and you want to hear more, like, let me know and I will definitely make some more. Thank you for watching. Have an awesome day and try not to be spied on.